I tasted too much. I tasted a lot on me, on my gurus, and I went to extremes of searching, and then at the end of searching I realized there is no need of searching. It's all there. The first thing is Guru-Yog. Learn to serve your guru. That is the first way of knowing your karma. The medicine of Guru-Yog. You may not like it, but do it, because it is going to bring you good. We keep in satsang. Together we hold each other's hand and keep in satsang. Remember Krishna. Remember divine. This is how we turn the mundane life, material life, into divine life. আর গুরু তরে কি ধন দিল চিনলি না মনা মা 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 তারা আমি কি এমতি রব Look like we are not stopping, we are not talking, we are not doing anything. It's a good satsang. It's Viswananda Swami who created this space for us, no? To express in this way. We are grateful to him.
It is my pleasure and honor to have Parvathy Baul as guest and to interview her today. Parvathy is a great artist, singer, dancer, storyteller, book writer, and above all, what for me counts, devotee.
I think that is it.
That is the main thing.
Yeah.
Even though I think the world not necessarily knows always that, because they see more the outside part. And yeah, like I listened or looked a little bit into your life to not make you repeat the same thing over and over again. Yeah, so if you're interested in her life, she made many interviews already, you can find on Wikipedia and whatever. But still some details, because I think everybody is looking for something, and I saw in your story, for example, that from childhood you were already brought to spirituality, that your mother was a devotee of Ramakrishna Paramhams, your father brought you into theater and like dance and all those things. And I'm wondering, how much did that impact your life, like from childhood, now that you look back?
I think how I started, I'm still continuing the same. What I saw in my childhood and what I tried to absorb in me, I'm still absorbing the same sound. There is no difference. The time changed, circumstances changed, new people came, old people gone. The atmosphere changed, everything changed, but it is the same thing that I have been seeking since my childhood. No change in that. Very grateful to my parents, because they are our first gurus. And what they initiated me into was the seed for the entire path. My mother was a great devotee, Shishya of Bhuteshananda Maharajji, and her Ishtadev was Sri Ramakrishna Paramhamsa. And she always asked, at least she had 4 children, and she always asked in her prayer, every day I could hear, she's asking in Bengali that at least one of my child should go to you.
Really?
Yeah. So that's how I think I came to this path.
So from early childhood, when that seed was planted, you already were aware of what was planted? Like the seeking and the longing was already something perceivable at that time, or like clear?
Very clear.
Very clear.
Very clear. And also I knew how the life is going to unfold in a way. So I had a clear, even though I love my parents, but I knew that I have to leave my home at 16. And then I will be meeting my Guru. That also was inside me very deeply. And then the Gurukul, that's the Gurukula for Baul, that also was very deep inside. Like I knew what is going to, I don't know when and how and where, but I had a clear guidance from my childhood.
And you were aware of this, like consciously, or now that you look back, you can see that there was this sensation or something about it, or was it like you say now, a clear picture with 16 years, I will live family, I will meet my Guru, I will have to establish the
You
Sanatan
cannot say so
Siddhashram.
clearly, but I knew that since childhood that there is something that is unknown beyond the plane that we know.
Okay.
This I knew. And I also knew that there are guides who carries us through our cosmic journey. And there was always that guidance. This was always there. This was always there.
This was always there. And the longing which was there for that, how would you describe that?
The
If you
longing
can.
is very difficult actually, but I was always seeking the truth. What is the truth? What is it we are seeking in this life? For me, I was never interested in other things, like other children. They would like to have things, and things did not impress me so much. And I always found something very simple about it, like it was if I saw a doll in the shop, and the first thing came, oh, I want to have the doll. Then the next moment I asked myself that if I have the doll, what will I do with it? So that was always, I'm always asking for the truth. And that seeking only led me out of my house, and seeking and seeking and seeking for divine.
How did your parents react on, like, because I know even though it is very established in the Hindu tradition, still when people take sannyas or leave home or dedicate on a spiritual path, it's mostly, also in the Indian tradition, not always seen as the best thing.
In my family, we have sadhaks in our family. One of my grandfather was a devotee of Kali, and he was a very great Kali sadhak. We had our family deity as Bhairav, and regular puja, including the sacrifices, to happen in our family home. Our family home was in Bangladesh, and the temple is still there. It continues. But we came to this side. We were all born in this side of the India, because we came after, my father came during the partition.
Okay.
Yeah. My grandparents came much later, but my father left for his studies to India, and we were all born in this side.
Okay.
And but the puja still continues even now. The temple is still very active. And so this atmosphere of spirituality, and because my mother was a great devotee, many Ramakrishna Mission sannyasis used to come. Because our house was in the junction. At that time, there was no straight train to Guwahati or the Upper Assam from Kolkata. So they had to do break journey, and our house was in the junction. It's called Fokiragram. And so sometime the Swamis had to leave for a night, and that time there was no hotel or anything like that. So my father and mother, they hosted them at our home. So since childhood I grew up with satsang, bhajan.
Satsang.
Every Sunday my mother used to organize satsang, and there used to be chanting and satsang, of course, from the Sri Ramakrishna Kathamritam. So I grew up with that. So it was quite natural for my parents to think that this girl is, little crazy. And music and dance, they really helped me in my childhood to get into something very deep practice, because it requires a lot of discipline to learn music or to learn dance. So since childhood he put me into rigorous training, my father, which actually helped me a lot in my own spiritual seeking. And my mother always took me to do small sevas. I was child, so I could do very little, to the Ramakrishna mission, and she was serving there. So she always used to take me for all satsangs and everything. So that was naturally, these two sides were growing, but it was little bit strange for them when I took the Baul path, because Baul is not a very established path, it's a very mystic side, and also hardly people understand about Baul. It has been an ancient yogic sadhana, but it's only for the yogis. For normal householder people, they can never grasp what is this yoga of the Bauls. So for them it was very strange that I accept this path, and they were very concerned about me. But my mother was kind of okay. Somehow she knew that she will find her way. But my father was always very worried, which is justified. So their reaction in the beginning was, they were very concerned about me, very, very concerned.
Because it was unknown, mainly because it was
unknown. And then I left the university and went into this path. So they were wondering what this girl will eat, who will marry this girl, how she will come back to this life. They were afraid for my security and all of that, because I'm a woman and so, but it was very different. And later my parents, my mother was always okay. My father, later he told me, first he has lot of objection to that, but later he said to me that you took the right path, and he asked me for a nektara and said, will you teach me a song? In the last part of his life, he was learning Baul songs from me and meditating, because he always loved music and he loved Baul songs. At the end of his life, he had a nektara.
Nice.
My mother left last year. My father 5 years ago.
You have siblings?
I have siblings. I have one brother and 2 sisters. And they are also very much into this path of Baul. Even they do not follow it fully, but they have the full support. And they always try to be part of all the things we do in Bengal as much as they can.
Even though it was something which I wanted to ask later, as you mentioned it now, it is a path which not many people understand. And now, if you would to have to put it in simple words for an audience which maybe has no clue about Baul, Bengali tradition, Western society, how would you describe?
The Baul path is a yogic bhakti tradition, and it came from the Nathas, from the Nath Parampara. So this is, yes, Matsyendranath, Gorakhanath and the Siddhas. Then it also has bhakti, because Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he gave us Harinam. So it is a unique blend of Yog and Bhakti. And as you know, we are from the Bengal land, so you can never avoid mother. She will catch you. So she is also the tantra, or her knowledge is also part of the sadhana. We are coming from the Nityananda Mahaprabhu parampara. So Nityananda, as you know, he was a Avadhut. So Baul is a Avadhut parampara. And there are grihasthas, which is the householders who are following Baul, and there are yogis who are following Baul. So the yogis are like full time into this. So they can go into many layers of sadhana. For the householders, service or the seva is one of the main sadhana. They do seva to the ashram, and then they chant, they remember divine. It is almost the same like how in all other traditions they follow. So these are the two clear passage, one for the yogis and one for the householders. But they need each other, because the grihasthas supports the yogis, and yogis supports the grihasthas. So they are always together.
Yeah. But are there like ashrams and like centers like in other traditions, or is it like the Baul tradition is a central point, and then there's many streams flowing from it, like all Sanatan Dharma includes so many religions, tradition, practices, whatever, Vaishnavism, you see the four main paramparas. Like you say, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, there's the whole Gaudiya tradition. Is there a center point, or is it Baul as a general topic, and then there's endless streams which flow from it? I don't know if my question
Baul,
is clear.
yes, I understood. Baul has many streams. It is a bit like Tibetan Buddhism. It has many schools. And our is Guru-Yog. Master is the main. So the way the master will guide us, we'll follow that. So it depends on the Guru Parampara that one is coming from. So, but everything started from Nityananda Mahaprabhu. The Baul that we see today.
The Baul which we see today. In general, like all Bauls what
all
we see
Baul,
today come from Nityananda.
Yes, they will all refer to Nityananda Mahaprabhu.
Okay. And as you mentioned, it's a Guru Bhakti tradition. Like I heard in an interview was giving that before you met your Guru Sanatan Das Baba, there was a lot of struggles. You didn't elaborate on it, and maybe you don't have to, but I think as that is sometimes which people have also in their life, maybe you can say something about what the struggles was and how they got resolved and anything in that.
No, as I said that I had this seeking all the time. I'm seeking for the truth and want to reach into the essence. That led me to try different things, and that brought me into different experience of life. And when I started, and first thing that I tried was through art, through music and art. I was trying to reach to the essence that is not separate from performance and what you experience. In the sense, we all have two lives for the performers. One is stage life, another was private life. But I was looking for something that does not change, that you don't perform or you don't live the life. It's a flow that you follow throughout. It's a consciousness that you are in. So there is no acting. Yet you are in that state. You are doing or not doing, you are in that state. And I was looking for that. I wanted to taste that state of consciousness where there is doing and not doing is one. Through art, I try with music, with theatre, with painting to understand how this works. And each person has a different way of seeking. Some people do mantra japa, some people do deity worship, some people do homas, some people do silent meditation. There are so many ways. My ways was singing and dancing, and through my imagination of art. And I was trying to find this state of being, because what I was finding is that there is a huge duality between when a person is performing is like angelic. Like they can manifest anything, but then once they stop performing, they drop down and they're worse than a normal human being. I said, how can it be this much difference? Then what is not happening? I was looking for that. The only answer I've got is spirituality, adhyatmikata. That is the only way to experience doing and not doing, yet being in the same state of consciousness. It's only spirituality which can give. And this completeness of this I have seen in the Bauls.
So in that moment, your artistic tendencies and your spiritual seeking
come together
and you found
Baul.
What you were actually
exactly
looking for.
Yeah, I was looking for this yog. I was looking for this yog into the body, and through the body I never believed something that I can understand with fantasizing. I felt I need to experience it here in this body. I want to see, then only I will take it, otherwise I don't. So so I tasted too much. I tasted a lot on me, on my gurus, and I went to extremes of searching, and then at the end of searching I realized there is no need of searching. It's all there. As all fools do.
How would you say like this? Because it sounds a little bit like also Gurudev is always saying, as if you shouldn't separate your normal life from your spiritual life. They are one and the same. Like it should be integrated in your life. Like you're saying, an artist, he does his art and then he comes out and he behaves like worse than any normal human being. You met Baul, and know the story of the blind man which you met on the train. That was the first encounter of Baul, and to get a taste of that, or when did you understand that is it?
See, I didn't know anything about Baul in my childhood, because I grew up absolutely in a different place. I grew up in Assam, and in Assam we heard music from Bhabaya, from Goalparia, all the Bihu, all the folk traditions. And my father was very fond of classical traditions, classical music. We were not allowed to listen to Bollywood music, by the way. So I didn't grow up with Bollywood music, and I didn't even know anything about it. And so he really guided what we listen, what we understand. He always liked fine art. So we were exposed to that. He had a couple of records from the Bauls, but I heard it. I liked the voice goes up and down, but it did not really click me anything inside me. But when this man came inside this train, first was rejection in me, because he was so dirty, and he had these long nails, and when people don't cut their nails, I'm like, So, so it was all something that disturbs me, And then his instrument, musical instrument, is made of a tin. That tin food used to come for babies. So you can even read the company name, Amul Milk Powder, and he's doing. So, but the moment he strung the ektara, I first thing I said to myself, I know this sound. Then I started listening to him, And everything started disappearing from in front of my eyes. Railway station, train, people, hawkers. Everyone, including my brother, was with me. I didn't even feel that my brother is there with me. And then I went into another consciousness. And then I saw that there was a river, a very dark black river, and there were kind of golden crocodiles in them. And then I looked on the other side, and there were many sadhus and sadhvis, women and men, standing. And they're singing that song. This is resonating from them like a mantra coming. And they are asking me to come because I am one of them. And then then I came back to my consciousness, and this man was not there anymore and I never found him, and nobody could tell me who he was. He just came to remind me. And so then I told myself, if I see the Bauls one more time, I'll become a Baul. I should not listen to this anymore. So whenever I used to see a Baul, because I went to study in Shantiniketan, very full of Bauls. They're on cycles, on cycle rickshaws, they're walking with the ektara all the time. Yeah, they're yogis and they're everywhere.
Okay.
So the moment I used to see Baul, I will take 180-degree turn and go somewhere else, because I knew that if one time more I hear the ektara, there is no return for me.
And was it a certain, was it the reason which was talking there, the fear? Because
it's not fear. It's not fear. It's just I was feeling responsible to my parents. And I knew that if I hear this is all going to be crazy and I will pain my parents. And I didn't want to. So I tried maximum, but it was, helpless.
Can't escape.
Cannot escape. So my first assignment came in the college. I went to study visual art and said that, you have to go and sketch the Bauls. So I said, all right, I am in the lap of Mahamaya and she will take me wherever she is taking me.
Wow. And then you met your guru?
I started learning from Fulmala Dashi, because she is the first one I saw in our college. She used to come. She used to sing so beautifully with only ektara and ghunguru in her hand. Very humble woman. So I thought that I will start learning from her. Then I went to her and I spent about 1 year learning from her. Then she told me that now it's time for you to go into deeper initiation of the Baul if you really want to continue this path. Then I told her, okay, you initiate me. Then he said, no, I am not your guru. You have to find your guru. So then I started wondering who will be my guru.
What age you were?
I was in about 16 and a half or 17, like that. Then I was wondering who will be my guru. And Sanatan Baba came at that time to our college to sing. And
you don't need to find the guru finds you.
Yeah, guru. He was a hardcore guru. And then he sang and I had darshan of Vrindavan. I could see Mayur, peacock and the quails and Radharani sitting by the window looking at the cloud, the rain, Krishna, everyone. So then I said, if this person can manifest this in front of me with his singing, what power he has inside. So I went to him and said, will you take me as your student? He looked at me. He didn't reply. So I waited, and I went to him, searching where he lives and all of that. I arrived at his ashram. He did not speak to me for 15 days. It's a small, little, modest ashram, and there were many people, like 15 or 16 people. He mostly lived with all his family, and some sadhus used to come and go, but not really ashram like this. It's more like a very village akhada. We call it akhada. And he used to sleep on a cot that he collected from the cremation ground, from the people who leave it behind.
Okay.
And they bring the dead body. He carried the cot and was sleeping on top of that. And I was sleeping on the veranda on a mat. And days passed, he didn't speak anything to me. And on the 15th day, he asked me to come for a walk with him. Then he started singing in the middle of the road, and he asked me to repeat the song on the way back. So I did not know that if I could remember anything, but I just said Jai Guru, and I sang the song. Then he said, "Oh, you are a woman, but you have a good memory," which is humiliating. But anyway.
I heard you in another interview where
Yeah.
he said,
He said, "You are
"You are
a woman, still you have a brain." So he initiated me next day. But he took also a prize. He told that I had to dedicate my life for Ektara. I had to be a servant of Ektara and not get illusioned by the world, because he did not want to waste his time. He said, "Only if you are committed fully, I teach. Otherwise, I don't teach, because I am not looking for devotees. So please push off." So I committed without knowing what I was committing for. But I said, "Yes, I am there." So the journey started there, and I spent almost 25 years with him until he left his body.
When did he leave his body?
To 2016, 29th February.
Jai Guru.
So that was the story of the Bauls. But it is unending. There are so many stories and so many experience on the way. And true yogis I have seen in this path. True yogis in this path. We don't even know about them. They're living in some small villages, and when they pass by, you will just mistake them as an ordinary sadhu because they don't want to project. But their depth we can never find.
Yeah, it's like you've been in the museum of the saints.
Yes.
Like there's some of them which Swaprakash Swamigal, he's one of sadhus, like he's just back on the road, and you would never recognize him. And Guruji, just from far, he just turned around and he bowed to him, like, who's that? It's a saint. Like, you don't recognize them if you don't have the eyes to see.
Yeah, and there are thousands of saints like that in this world, in India especially. And that teaches us that the yogis are working in many layers. In the layers that we know and the layers that we don't know. But they are working. They are continuously working for our good, for our benefit, for the entire world. There is no boundary in that.
That we remember who we are, why we are here.
They don't even want any acknowledgement of their presence.
And the beauty what I see in your life, which I think would also be inspiring and nice for people to hear, is you you stayed 15 days at this ashram without being acknowledged, without being seen, without the dedication, the sureness. I want to follow this path. I need to get instruction from this guru. I need to persevere. Can you say something about that strength? Because I think that's sometimes in nowadays world, especially in the youth, often a problem which people don't have anymore. Perseverance, clarity, endurance. Yeah, taking on a lot for something, like fighting for something, living for something, having a purpose. I don't know if you...
This is something that also comes from the past life. That you've been a seeker for all your life. All the life mean all the lives. So in this life, when you come, you are decided. You stay. For no matter what, you know this is what you have to do. And but sometimes it takes a lot of time for people to recognize that we are all the beings who have come. We are in the different stage of evolution. I'm not saying that everybody is going to, go to this other dimension, but we can at least overcome our bondages that we create from the karma, or we can just stop accumulating our more karmas, that which blocks our spiritual progress. Sometimes people who have been in this path for lives, they will stick to it no matter what they go through, because they take this as the touch of the divine. All the struggles, all the obstacles, everything is like a touch of the divine. But for some people who are not in that state of evolution, they will feel it as an obstacle, and they don't recognize that this is actually the touch of the divine. So how do we work with that? How do we know that this is the bondages that is stopping us? So I would say that having an awareness about the karmic baggage that we carry in this life, first idea of that, first acceptance of we are carrying the karmic baggage.
And having the knowledge about how it works.
Yes, that is the first thing. Once your inner eye is opened, you start seeing your things, you will definitely want the remedy. Isn't it?
Yeah. You have to be aware first of the problem.
First accept who you are. Accept, see where you are. Then start working. This is the first thing of a good sadhak. Because there are moments that we fantasize things that is not true, we think it as true. Because some people are very passionate about spirituality, and they fantasize about how they want to see the spirituality, and they want to fit everything into that story. But it is not that. Accept who you are, first thing. And the journey starts there. It's nothing miraculous about it. It's just here.
And like the point of having the knowledge of, firstly, that there is a spiritual evolution, that there is karmic consequences, or the whole law of karma, and the purpose of life. I guess that is a key point. If you don't have the higher purpose of life, that you are actually an Atma and you should go back to where you belong, then you won't find the strength to actually stand up for, because you don't know what you even should stand up for.
Exactly. First you have to know what is there for you, and then only you can start your journey. If you don't have a map laid out in front of you, where are you going?
Exactly. And that is where sadhu sangha, satsanga comes into play, no?
And there is map means who is the guide? This is the guru. The first thing is Guru-Yog. Learn to serve your guru. That is the first way of knowing your karma. So whether you understand the guru or not, whether you love him or hate him, no matter what, just eat it like a pill.
Medicine.
Yeah. The medicine of Guru-Yog. You may not like it, but do it, because it is going to bring you good.
When you know that it's bringing you good, you are ready to pay the price. You're ready for making the yajna, the sacrifice, which are necessary to make, which leads us to the sadhana, no? To the life of how we should live life.
You know, this word sacrifice, it does not exist in our vocabulary. It's offering. So we offer to the divine. And sacrifice, it means like I am cutting off something from my... I will tell you a story. So this, the king and the queen. The queen was a very evolved sadhika, and she was in the kingdom. And the king was very much eager to understand what is it in the queen that she is so evolved, and he is still struggling with himself. So the king said, all right, then it is time for me to leave everything and go in the forest and do my sadhana. And he went to the queen and said, I want to do this. The queen said, okay, go and do the sadhana. So the king went and he left everything. And throughout in the forest, he's sitting and thinking, I left everything. I left my kingdom. I left my comfort. I left this. Whatever I had, I left. So after 12 years, when he opened his eyes thinking about this, I left everything, with the greatness of him to leave everything, he said, Queen is standing there in the chariot to take him back to the kingdom. So the queen said, how could you leave everything when nothing belonged to you anyway? She said, nothing belongs to you anyway, so you spend your 12 years thinking that what you left. So actually you have not sacrificed anything because nothing belonged to you at all. But you can offer. Offer. What do we offer? There is a beautiful say when a Shishya was being initiated by the Guru. The Guru asked, oh, I initiated you. What dakshina will you give me? Then Shishya was looking at his pocket and thinking, how much money I need to pay to the Guru. The Guru said, wait, relax. Give me all your sufferings, all your karmic bondages, all your desires that take you away from the divine, all belong to me. Give it to me. This is what we offer to the Master. And this is what Master takes away from us. So the price you give is Guru-Yog. You give Guru-Yog to Guru, Guru will take everything.
It's beautifully said. Because I always see it like the offering, like you put it. Or like Guruji always says also, life is a process of detaching and attaching, detaching from the material world, attaching to the lotus feet of the Lord. So there is the offering of the sense pleasures, of the ego, of the wrong identification to attain the true identification. But the way you put it, it's beautiful, because just give me all the suffering, because all of those things are connected with suffering.
Yes.
And automatically you will gain the prize.
Guru is a big fire which can digest everything. This is why he is asking all the things that we don't need, don't want to keep. We want only good things, but he wants only all the things that you don't want from you.
Everything which keeps you away from him. And tireless they will work. Still be holding on, even though we know they are not healthy for us. The tendency is to hold on.
Yes, because I don't know why.
Well,
that is the karmic. That's the karma. That is avidya, that is coming from the karmic law that we have carried along with us, along with our births.
And there's where sadhana comes into place.
Yeah, to burn all that into the fire of sadhana, to burn everything. But first Guru-Yog. Sadhana is much further. First is Guru-Yog.
How you distinguish those two things?
As I said, that first you need to recognize, first you need to see yourself. And who is this mirror? The Guru is the mirror to look at you. When you look at Guru, the Guru will reflect only the image that you have. Like mirror has no image. Mirror reflects only what image is in front. Guru is like that. So, in the Lalan Fakir song, we say that then Guru creates the mirror with the layer of mercury of Gyan. Then you start seeing the right reflection in the mirror. And once you are clear and you are in that state of acceptance of who you are and the space that you are in, and with the level of your evolution, then you want to go beyond that, because there starts your journey. And for that you need sadhana. There comes sadhana. But first you must recognize the Guru. Then sadhana comes. Sadhana is a very far away thing.
In other words, would you, if I understood that right, to accept the Guru is that step of acknowledging who you are, what the purpose is?
Surrendering. Then comes sadhana. But sometimes the surrender itself is so big that you will go beyond any sadhana, if you can really surrender. That is the seed of everything. That is the beginning of everything, and that is what is the essence of everything.
Because surrender is the easiest thing, and at the same time the most difficult thing. And it almost seems like that sadhana is a tool to get actually to true surrender, because there can be the idea of surrender and then the lived surrender.
Yeah, it's like you start with a plan. You have a plan. You want to build a house. You have a plan how the drawing room will look like, how the living room will look like, how the bedroom will look like. You have a plan. So the first surrender is like that. You have a plan. But to manifest that house, you need sadhana.
Exactly. And that is where the sadhana becomes so important, because without the sadhana, the plan just stays a plan.
Yes, it's just a plan. You think you have it, but you don't have it actually.
Exactly.
You can tell, oh, I have a plan of making a house.
Exactly.
But it never happens. And so you cannot, once you make the house, you were able to give shelter to so many. My master used to say that, পেয়ে তামাকের গন্ধ সাধের সঙ্গী যারা মাতবে যারা পাবে আনন্দ. So if you are a good smoker, you make your spice so well that the smell of the spice will go, and all the people who love tobacco will come So similar way, you have a house,
Mm-hmm.
people who need shelter in that house of bhakti, people will come.
Mm-hmm.
First you need to build the house.
And that's what we all called to do, and what the Guru comes to remind us and to push us if necessary, I would say. And there is also, but that is where I see our part, or the part of the sadhak comes into play. Because the Guru will do his part. Will I do my part? That's the question. Now the question for people is, okay, I'm the spiritual path, I search a Guru, I get the blessings of the Guru. The question
But
is,
then
will I do my part?
Yeah, the thing is that they start doubting the Guru. Are they doubting the Guru? They are doubting themselves. Because what they are seeing in Guru is them. Because the Guru only reflects who you are. If they have difficulty to love the Master, it's because they have difficulty to love themselves. No?
Absolutely.
So this is why Guru-Yog is a very wonderful and so secret, and the essence of all sadhana. No matter which tradition you go, everywhere they talk about Guru. Without Guru, there is no way forward. This is the first step.
And it seems to me at the same time it goes through and through, because the Guru-Yog is part of the plan also. It's like surrender. They are Guru-Yog, Guru-Bhakti, Prapati, Sharanagati. They're all such infinite terms to the idea is there and some taste is there. But at least it seems to me, the more you taste, the more you notice how endless the ocean is to taste. And that only happens through endurance, discipline and sadhana, because so many people come, so many people go. Why do they go? Why do they not? Yeah, what is the key to get to true surrender, to true fulfillment of that life purpose? I see that sadhana plays a big role, at least for my understanding. I don't know if what your view on this is or how you see it.
I am not entering into the sadhana, but I am just staying back into the first level of the Guru-Yog. In that way that, sometimes it tends that people slip away from there, slip away from the path, and they slip away from the Guru. And then they go back to the materialistic world. So, in a way you can say they did not go barehanded. They did not go without anything. When they left, and went back and could not succeed in this life, the seed is still with them.
Sure.
And if it does not fruit in this life, it will definitely come in their memory next life. So the Guru seed never go in vain.
That's for sure.
So more than we holding the Guru, Guru is holding us. Guru is holding everyone. But they will recognize that according to their time.
I just wanted, I don't know, just to, because there's a part in your life which I really liked when you spoke about the instructions of your Guru to spread or enliven the Baul tradition, bring it to people, explain it. And you got known and famous mainly also through art and dance and music. But I liked how you said that is what appears. You never left your sadhana. You never left what the true purpose behind is. And I find that so beautiful, because that is how we should live. like Ramakrishna said, like the boat which is surrounded by water, but there's no water inside. And what could you say to people? Because I think that is one of the greatest challenges for people in the world, to how to combine true spiritual life with their material day-to-day existence, to combine, to have this integration which you were speaking about.
First of all, I do not know why people see it differently, that the spiritual life is different and material life is different. How can you say spiritual life is different from the material life?
I'm not saying it.
Yeah, but I'm just asking.
I experience that people are, it is almost like, that's probably one part of the problem.
So then, what I feel is that we start, first off, we have to look at how is our body made. Our body is made with Panchabhuta, 5 elements. When you will die, if you are Christian, you will be under the earth. If you are Hindu, you will be burnt. And if somebody else, it will put it in the top of the mountain and birds will come and eat everything. So it depends on which religion you are, but ultimately, all these elements are going back to the elements. So we are made of mundane. We are made of things that is temporary. So we have to start with this mundane. We need a form in front of us. So we need something in front of us to guide us into that. Objects that reminds us of divine. Things we do reminds of divine. The company we keep reminds of divine. This is the way we can move our Panchabhautik life or this life that is already so temporary into the divine life. Accept that this is not divine, in the sense this is temporary, and from this He has given this condition to us. We are not somebody who chose it. He has given this mind which says this is material, this is spiritual. So that means you start seeing things that yes, there is something to look for. And when we start looking for it, then we turn our actions into that. You are a human being, you need food to survive, isn't it? But what you eat, food that does not increase the heat and desire in you, food that gives you that remembrance of divine. You receive prasad, you offer it to divine and take, because after all you have to take food. You are wearing cloth to change your persona? No. That is a fantasy. You wear clothes that reminds you of divine. The colors, the texture reminds you of divine. People you meet, all are great beings? No. Do you meet saints every day, every 24 hours? No. You meet people who remember God, who are in the remembrance just like you seeking. That's called satsang. We keep in satsang. Together we hold each other's hand and keep in satsang. Remember Krishna. Remember divine. This is how we turn the mundane life, material life, into divine life. There is a story when Krishna went on top of the Kaliya to kill Kaliya. The Kaliya bit on his foot and Krishna had the poison inside him. I mean, he is a lord of all 3 worlds. He could digest it immediately. So he smiled and said, Kaliya, why did you beat me? You know that I came to give you nirvana, you moksha. I came to free you from your bondages and you beat me with your poison. Then Kaliya turned to Lord and said, Lord, you have given me only poison. The moment I saw you, my heart was filled. I wanted to give you, offer you something I have. And at this moment, in this condition, when my last breath, I have only poison. So I offer you my poison. Offer what you have, but offer it to the divine. Turn everything towards divine. Every action towards divine. Then we are in the company of the divine. He will never leave us.
Bhagavad Gita summarized in a few sentences. Very nice. To conclude, your mission is to spread Baul and the teaching. You made a school in Kerala?
In West Bengal?
In West Bengal. The Sanatan Siddhashram?
Yes.
So if, I don't know, if anybody is interested to learn more about it, to go into it, to meet you, whatever. You want to say something about that?
Yeah, you can, if you want to know more about Baul, you can visit the ashram. Every year we have retreat, which is a kind of entry or a glimpse into the sadhana of the Bauls. And there you meet Baul masters. Beside me also there are other teachers. Because we are basically representing different Gurukula. So you are in direct sound of the Baul, because Bauls are Nada Upasaka. And through the music and singing, you get into this, because this is the easiest way to enter into the Baul path. And so 7 days immersive, almost 24 hours I take away from people. For 7 days only you have the entire life.
Just that you know what you get into.
Yeah, just letting you know what you get into. To have more deeper understanding of the Baul. And then you see that if that Baul is something that you want to continue as your sadhana, then you go forward from there.
Could you or would you like to give small taste, even, I don't know if it's possible without Ektara?
The divine said that my voice is the flute of Krishna, and it is the Krishna's breath that plays through. The Ektara is inside, and one day when the true Ektara will play inside, there will be no need of external Ektara. So, I sing you a very short. This is a song that talks about Guru-Yog and whatever I said so far. Is that Guru has offered us both that is gold and that is the imitation of gold, which shines like gold but not gold. But it is my turn, or it is my responsibility to develop the sense to know between what is truth and what is the false, what is the gold and what is look like gold but not gold. तोरे रंग दिल की सोना दिल ओ तुई परख कइरे देखली ना आर गुरु तोरे की धन दिल चिनली ना मना गुरु दिल खाटी सोना আর রঙ বইলে তোর জ্ঞান হইল না ওরে দিন কানা ওরে উপাসনা বিনা কি তো ধন দিল চিনলি না মনা চণ্ডীদাসার রজকিনী এরাই প্রেমের শির মনিরাং কইরাছে সোনা এরাই এক মরণে দুইজন মইল আর এমন মরে কয়জনা হে আর গুরু তরে কি ধন দিল চিনলি না মনা তোরে রাঙে দিল কি সোনা দিল গুরু চিনলি না মনা আর গুরু তরে কি ধন দিল চিনলি না মনা
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
For your time, for Jai Gurudev. Jai Maa.
আমি কি এ মতি রব গোমা তারা আমি কি এ মতি রব আমার কি হবে গো মা দিন দয়া মই আমি কি এ মতি রব আমি ক্রিয়াহীন ভজন বিহীন মা মা তারা তারা আমি ক্রিয়াহীন ভজন বিহীন দীনহীন অসম্ভব আমি কি ব্রহ্মপদ পাব গোমা তারা আমার কি হবে গো মা দিন দয়াময়ী আমি কি এ মতি রব মা 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 তারা Ravu. Look like we are not stopping, we are not talking, we are not doing anything. It's a good satsang. You are a great devotee. I try.
By His grace.
So nice. We are kind of bunch of crazy people here, na? Always in this rasa of, and there is no veil. Everything is like open up to the sky. It's Viswananda Swami who created this space for us, no? To express in this way. We are grateful to him.
We are indeed. Life at His feet. It's just a mere token.
Yeah.
To have the opportunity to meet other great devotees.
Jai Guru.
Jai Guru. I hope we meet again.
Yes.
Here or there. Where it be.
Yeah. Yeah.
But thank you very much for all of this.
Jai Guru.
Jai Guru. Jai Guru. And if you need anything, please let me know, or let us know. And seva. Okay.
I will deeply think about it.
I might regret that.
He said I might regret later. That I like. Yes. Don't fall in the traps of these Matajis and Babajis. Okay?
We were done since
Long time.
long time for the camera. You're free to leave whenever you feel.
Yeah.
I will not.
You will not ask me to go.
I will not ask you to go.
So I have to take the decision.
Absolutely, you're free and
Jai Guru.
Jai Guru.